Welcome to another episode of Follow My Lead. This one is about the song Gold Mine. A song that Mervyn and myself wrote for the debut Take 6 album that came out in 1988. It's also the very first song on that album, so whether or not you're a hardcore Take 6 fan or not, you've probably heard this song because it's the very first song on the very first album. So back to the song. Most people don't know, and in fact, Mervyn probably doesn't even remember this. I'll have to either tag him in this or call him up to make sure that he does remember. When we first started writing this song, what is now considered the chorus of the song was actually being considered as the verse. So it's kind of a switch up thing that we did at some point in the writing process, and I believe it worked out pretty well. So now to the lead vocal part of it. Those of you who know the song know that it's a lead vocal that David Thomas and I share. We do the lead in octaves. I can't speak on what Dave was thinking when he was singing his lead. I can only speak on mine. But I sing the upper octave. And a funny thing was happening throughout the recording process of the debut album. I had mentioned, and I want to say specifically to Dave Thomas, that I could sing as high in my head voice as I could in my full falsetto. So I was trying to do that in every song. And Gold Mine is definitely an example of that, because when I listen back to that song, there are certainly elements in the choruses and in the verses as well, but less in the verses, but certainly in the choruses, where I am singing all out. I'm not singing falsetto at all. I'm literally, it almost sounds like I'm screaming my head off. And for years, it was hard for me to listen to that. But I have to fault David Thomas, because he basically said, no, you can't. And I was like, yes, I can. And so I did. And again, it's like a lot of my leads. After I get away from them for quite some time, I can go back and listen and say, oh, that made sense. And I think Gold Mine is one of those songs where it ended up making sense. But at the time, I was just like, you know what, Dave? I'm going to prove you wrong. And so I was like, hi-ya! And I tried to sing it all out at all times. So that is the backstory, pretty much. It's not a whole lot to my lead vocal on Gold Mine, 1988 debut release from Take 6.